Seems to be
There we
live.
go. We're live.
Well, here we are.
All right.
Here we are.
Nick is back here. Yeah, last time you were here, our podcast got cut. Ran out of memory or something. I don't know. It was my software. So we only got like a 4-minute video out, I think it was.
Yeah.
And it was like kind of like the end of our conversation about like, I don't even know. It was about, we were talking about like chicken
Everything.
and like.
We talked a lot about
yeah,
about
antibiotics and like animals and all that stuff. That's how we kind of ended with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, me and you are both kind of, up to date on, fitness and health foods, all sorts of that. So I figured we could have a good conversation about that.
Yeah. I'm definitely kind of a tourist in that space. Like I've tried
same.
veganism.
Absolutely.
I've tried paleo, a paleo base, low carb, whatever.
Yep, same here. Yeah, I've looked into all that kind of stuff. You've actually done vegetarian, it was, right?
I was vegan for like 4 months and vegetarian for close to a year after that. So it's a year and 4 months of pretty much just plant stuff.
Yeah,
that's
cool. I remember last time we were talking about, I remember Zach had asked you like one of the main things that you liked about it or why you did it, and I remember you said it was a lot of like digestion with the like dairies and meats and stuff like that. And it's funny, actually, I've been having some digestion issues. Not issues, I don't want to say. I almost feel like my body's like super digesting things to the point where I'm not like absorbing all the nutrients.
It's just going right through you.
It's just going through.
I have the opposite.
Really?
The opposite problem. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, especially when so I eat a lot of volume.
Yeah.
I think that's probably a bad habit of mine, but
like portion sizes.
Right, portion size is terrible. I my salads are enormous and they can weigh like 3 pounds. It's unbelievable. So if I'm doing that with meat and dairy or anything, I'm an all or nothing kind of person. So I go to the extreme. Yep. So I'll have like 4 hamburgers or something like that, and that's just not
not good.
It's not good. It doesn't go well. But somebody like you who has a fast metabolism might be able to handle that. But you just get full faster, I would imagine.
I feel like meats. I mean, I know like dairies definitely tend to sit longer. I can almost feel that.
Yeah.
Meats, I don't really have an issue with. It doesn't seem like I almost have more of an issue with like pasta than I do like with meats.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say that's super surprising. That's supposed to. They always say that sticks to your guts. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And it really does, man. The gluten.
Absolutely, yeah. I haven't been eating. I can't remember the last time I had pasta at this point.
Really?
I haven't been eating much bread either.
Yeah, you're doing the low carb thing for a while now, huh?
Yep, yeah, it's been a few months.
That's
easy.
Awesome. How you feeling?
I love it. I feel great.
Consistent energy for sure.
Absolutely, yeah. I actually have been. I remember last time we talked about this as well. I wanted to look into getting a test for like a keto test because I'm actually, who knows?
Yeah.
I want to know if I've hit that or if I can, just in like, pick a week where I'm like, super good on my diet, and I'll try it then, and then I'll pick a week where I'm kind of like maybe slacking a little bit, and then I'll try it then and see where I'm at.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I read, or I didn't read, I actually listened to a podcast that was talking about, I think it was the Model Health Show, and they were talking about how, paleo, low carb, and, basically ketogenic diets are good for a lot of people.
Yep.
But some people, like they wake up and then they test like their sugar, and in a fasted state, it's like they've just eaten a whole pasta meal.
Yeah.
Because their body creates, glucagon.
Yep.
Yeah. So, I'm like, because I've done the paleo stuff, and I thought I got pretty good results, but I'd be interested to actually see, like,
the numbers.
The breast strips or something like that. Which
that's kind of where I'm at now. Like, I feel great, everything's good, but I want to know, like, as far as, like, numbers, I even thought about going to get a blood test just for basic, like,
so if I,
just for basic, like, how, if I'm different from how I was, as far as levels of everything.
And they say you should. They say, it's definitely a good idea, especially when you're young, to get a baseline, go to a phlebotomist, and get the full blood panel and everything like that. Like, and you don't even have to go super crazy and get the whole, you're vitamin B deficient, or you know what I mean.
Yeah. Generally,
it's expensive.
It'd be,
it's an expensive thing to do.
But it would be good to know just the little things. Yeah. No need to go crazy with that, but it'd be cool. Absolutely, yeah. But yeah, because I've been on it for a while. And I guess paleo and ketogenic is very similar. in a sense. Like,
Yeah, same idea.
yeah,
Same idea.
exactly.
It's low
Low
carb.
carb.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
And well, I mean, paleo is obviously more, and it kind of it's inherent in ketogenic diet to not have gluten and not to have a wheat product,
Yep.
um, or anything like that. What is gluten in? It's in barley, rye,
Gluten is only in,
oats, and wheat,
I
right?
want to say four. It's in only in 4 of the 14 grains.
Right. So
And
quinoa is not one, and then legumes and stuff like
yeah.
that, or not legumes. Forget what they're called now. Lentils.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, they're in wheat. Shit. I forget them.
I'm pretty sure it's barley, rye, oats, and wheat.
Yep.
And then
Yeah, it's definitely rye. Yeah. Yep. You're right. I think you're
and then
absolutely
there's
right.
another one that I'm missing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm not 100% gluten free or anything like that. I totally avoid it though, for sure.
Yeah,
Just
I don't.
from my childhood, having grown up eating pasta all the time.
Oh, yeah.
I was a really chunky kid.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, I remember there
You
was
remember. Even when I was a teenager.
When we met, I think at that point you were a little bit bigger, yeah.
Yeah.
But shit, obviously something helped.
Yeah. Hey man, just start eating plants.
Plus, I mean, you've been active like your whole life.
Oh,
That's
for
the
sure.
thing. So it's not like you were ever, you know, couch potato and shit. I
Yeah.
mean, you still bike, right?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, so BMX was that was a big turning point for
Mhm.
me, just because, as a kid, you want to be good at something, you know what I mean? So you
Yeah.
start, playing
Yep.
video games
Whatever
or whatever
it
you
is
have,
you're
whatever
good,
you
yeah.
have, at your disposal. And then
Yep.
BMX was kind of the thing that I realized, like, oh, if I put enough time in, maybe
Yep.
I'm not naturally good at it, but if I put
Yeah,
enough time in,
and
I would
that's
be
where
good.
I was with that too. Yeah.
Yeah, and I got that love for physical,
Yep.
manifestations of your talent.
Yep.
You know what I
There
mean?
you go. Yeah. Yeah, that's also very nice. That's like kind of where I'm at with my workouts at this point. They're like
Yeah.
fun. I do it for fun
Yeah.
half the time.
It feels
It's not-
weird when you don't know.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. If I go a day without a workout, like some sort of workout, I gotta like stretch, like super stretch at night or something because I feel like I haven't moved
Yeah.
all day.
I
It's
get the
super
same
weird.
thing. I get
Yeah.
the same thing. Have you ever considered doing like a little yoga
Yoga,
routine?
yeah, I touch upon some things. I would actually definitely want to get more into it.
Yeah.
I like a lot of the things that I do with it. It's it's beneficial certainly.
Absolutely.
Um,
The mental clarity is a big thing for me. I
Yeah,
think. And
that's
like
a-
if I do yoga in the morning before I go to work or something,
Yep.
and I've been really bad with it, but I've been going to the gym,
Yep.
because that's like going to the beach. I'm trying to be
Yeah, exactly.
ripped.
If I leave the house, like if I go to work, especially work, without like stretching at least,
Yeah.
I feel like I'm just so stiff everywhere.
Yeah, dude.
And I mean, I stretch a lot, so that's probably why I'm super stretching, and then at night I just close back up. So
Yeah.
it's like, and
And
a lot of it I'm getting used to though, which is nice. So it's easier.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny that I can stretch all night long and then go to bed and I wake up and it's just like resets itself. But I know I
Uh-huh.
did something,
Yeah.
positive at least.
But you see, like, I don't know, 2 months ago even, it would take me like maybe 10 minutes to get like back to my flexibility
Yeah,
of like 10 minutes of stretching at least for like one particular stretch. Whereas like now I could do it in like 2 minutes.
yeah, easy.
Like goes right back. It's not like it's difficult. It's just a little bit of more of a stretch in the morning and stuff.
Yeah, for
Um,
sure. That's what I do. I go up, I grab coffee, and I sit on the floor.
Yep.
And do a little stretching and stuff like that. Try to work on my posture.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but by the way, I've noticed you have incredible posture.
Dude,
Like
all right, so
I don't know.
I still have back pains. I don't know if I told you, my
Mm.
upper shoulder, my upper back, I have ginormous knots, just tense muscle. That's
on the
all it
inside
is.
of the scapula.
Yep.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And I've gone, I've gotten MRIs, X-rays, the whole kit and caboodle
Yeah.
to make sure there was nothing wrong, and there's nothing wrong. It's just tense muscle.
Just tense muscle,
And
yeah.
I've gone to I go to physical therapy right now through work, which is nice, twice a week, so it's helping. But before this whole issue, I had like middle back pain, really bad, years ago,
Yeah.
and it was from posture. From sitting in school, just.
Oh yeah,
And
being
I
cool,
got-
being a cool kid.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what
I
it
don't want
was.
to be here.
Uh-huh.
Screw this.
And even like walking around, I had my shoulders like forward
Yeah.
walking around, whereas instead, like now I'm like this. This is like natural to me. This is comfortable.
See, I'm telling you, I had the same thing.
One of the biggest things that helped with that was, you ever hear of a foam roller? Yeah.
I have one sitting next to my bed.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got one upstairs, and I use that thing every day, even for this issue now. It's absolutely
And it's
amazing.
helpful.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what fixed my posture is
That's
that
awesome.
one thing. Yeah,
I love
I
hearing
just
that.
rolled literally, and I didn't even do nothing crazy. I just rolled back and if I can still do it today, and like the center of my back where I used to, where it would hunch,
You can feel
just
it.
cracks. It like little cracks, like if you twist your shoulder over and over again, you get those tiny little cracks. It's
Yeah.
just like your
Just that,
joints working out.
just a
Yeah.
little bit of a
That's what I
crunchiness.
get. If I just roll over that once right now, I could do it. And I just laid on it for like a half hour,
Wow.
like a couple hours ago.
I don't
so.
do it every day, man. I have an inversion table. I'm spoiled.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, dude.
That's
I'm,
nice. Yeah.
I see. I don't even do that every day. That's probably 3 or 4 times a week, but that's pretty helpful.
Yeah.
To like sit.
Absolutely.
I've gotten to the point where I can actually hang upside down for like 10 minutes at a time.
Yep.
But I hear that's not the best for you, so I try to keep it to like 5. I'll like
Yeah.
put a YouTube video on, watch a 5-minute YouTube video, something like that.
There you go.
And it's funny you mentioned putting your, kind of having your shoulders arching your back a little bit,
Yeah.
kind of, making yourself a little smaller, especially when you're a teenager going through puberty and
Yep.
everything's weird.
Well, the
I had
one
the same thing. I had man boobs, so I did exactly. I was just like, nah, I'll wear 3
Yeah.
T-shirts under my regular shirt, and then
Exactly.
whatever.
Yeah. And I mean, I feel like, well, okay, if you were to like flex your whole like torso and arms, your shoulders roll forward.
Yeah.
Because it's how it is. So
Yeah.
picture like the tough guy walking around in school. His shoulders are forward because he's always like
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah,
I
exactly. And
got
that's where the posture comes in. And then obviously when you sit down, it's even worse, especially at like a desk, something like that, where you're there
Definitely.
for a while.
Definitely.
Yeah, my posture used to be terrible though, and that's something I really worked on. I had a lot of pain, and I was spending a lot of money like going through like physical therapy and stuff, chiropractors and all sorts of shit.
Yeah.
I actually had to stop going to physical therapy for this issue, like before I worked where I do now.
Mhm.
And I was seeing the same physical therapist. That's the funny part. But at like the place, and it was like $40 of a copay, and he wanted me there twice a week. Like
Mine's 80 if I see a specialist.
Yep.
80.
That's
Ugh.
yeah.
I can't do it. I haven't gone to the doctor in so long. It's probably a bad thing. It's probably a bad thing.
Yeah.
But you were telling me that you had kind of good insurance, like through your work, right?
Yeah, I got pretty good insurance.
Yeah.
I mean, I got like copays obviously, but I think my copay for like the doctors is like $20,
No,
if
not
I'm
bad.
not mistaken. So yeah, it's not terrible at all.
No.
I got like full dental and everything, which is nice.
Full dental.
Yeah.
Jeez. Look at you.
I actually pay a little bit extra for full dental because I've had like a lot of issues with my teeth. I've had braces, like
Really?
all sorts of shit like that. Plus, like I actually have like a tiny bit of a chip like on the underneath of my front 2 teeth.
Really?
It's just almost like the edge came off.
Oh, that's crazy.
It is weird. It happened like so many years ago. I haven't even mentioned it. I don't know
You
if
don't
they
tell them, like
I-
they don't notice what
I guess they didn't notice. I think I just forgot every time I went since then.
I got you. I bit into a fork one time and chipped my
Oh.
front tooth. That was the only thing that's ever happened to my teeth. My teeth are perfect.
Yeah.
Like no braces, nothing.
Yeah,
It was-
that's
it was
crazy.
good, yeah.
A lot of people get braces nowadays.
Well, I mean, it's not a bad thing. Get your wisdom
No.
teeth pulled. Be smart about it,
Yeah.
because once your wisdom teeth come in, push everything forward. You're gonna have old man teeth. You know
Yes.
what I mean?
Yes, you are. Yeah. Yeah, you see a lot of people that just didn't do anything and they have like no teeth, or they gotta wear like dentures or something.
Terrifies me.
Yep.
Terrifies
And they're not even old. It's just
Yeah.
like you see like
40,
maybe
50,
40s.
something.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's bad. I wouldn't want that.
But then again, I mean, nowadays, back in the day, I'm sure brushing your teeth was a thing, but like, it's so
Yeah.
ingrained in 2017 now that like every kid, I'm sure,
Yep.
every kid brushes his teeth.
And I just saw recently, I read a couple studies on how anti-cavity, or I guess no, it was the fluoride. It's saying
Yeah,
that
the
the
fluoride in
fluoride's
toothpaste.
bad for your teeth on a regular basis. It's saying you should alternate between fluoride and non-fluoride
Right.
between each day, or maybe fluoride or at night and non-fluoride. I actually got a toothpaste from On It.
In your little care package.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's
That's cool.
it's MCT based toothpaste that uses bentonite clay.
Yeah.
And
Clay-
I actually
clay
have
toothpaste.
like 2-pound bags of bentonite clay.
That's awesome.
I used to actually brush my teeth with it, like
Yeah.
with my normal toothpaste. And then I saw that toothpaste, which is pretty good, and it's like some like minty like chocolate, minty cocoa or something. I don't know, tastes alright, but
yeah.
it's super weird. The clay makes everything like literally like mud.
Oh, I
It's
know. Yeah,
it's
it's like
so
putting your mud in
weird.
your mouth. It's
Yep,
crazy.
it really is.
I dated a chick who's really, really, really hippie type person. She made me
Okay.
clay with like peppermint oil and essential
Yep.
oils and
That's
stuff like that,
basically what it all is.
and
Yeah.
which was fine. I mean, I don't know. I get the fluoride thing, and I don't think we should be putting fluoride in water supply and stuff like
Yeah.
that. But
Exactly.
like we're getting a lot of it. But
Yep.
no, I'm just gonna stick with my regular toothpaste.
Yeah. And yeah, that's what I'm saying. When it comes to
Colgate's fine. Everything's
something
fine.
like that is I tend to care less about something like that because, well, first of all, like, how long have we been using fluoride?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's one of those things where, like, I don't know, it's your hygiene. So it's like it's been working, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep
I mean,
keep doing
I
it.
totally get it though, man. Fluoride is objectively bad. There's one thing it's good for, and that's hardening your teeth.
Yep.
That's what it does. It
Yep.
hardens your teeth. Um, but yeah, we put it in so many, like the water supply and city water and stuff like that. Not good.
Bentonite clay comes in or three different kinds, I guess. There's sodium bentonite clay,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's calcium bentonite clay, and then sodium and calcium bentonite clay.
Okay.
Essentially, what bentonite clay does, if you don't know, is it's it's positively charged,
Like positive ions and
and
stuff.
yes,
Yeah.
so and 90% of toxins in your body are negatively charged.
See, now we're getting. I feel like that's getting. I
And
don't know.
and yeah, I looked a lot into it, and it's
Just rub some crystals on you, and you'll be fine.
that's yeah, exactly, yeah.
Are you into that stuff? You into
No,
the
no,
okay,
no.
okay. I'm just.
No. So,
You gotta charge your crystals in like the moonlight first, and then you can
I
rub
think we
them.
were talking about this on another podcast.
Were you?
Yeah, I think so.
It's yeah, man.
That's
It gets
something
wacky.
else.
I get that there's some kind, like especially if you subscribe to that like ideal, spiritual idea of
Yeah.
the universe and stuff like that.
Yep.
There's some kind of patterns and they emanate vibrations and stuff, and like I guess some of it's provable from what I can understand.
Yeah.
But like we don't know anything about
I
it.
know, and that's getting out there.
Yeah,
It's
it
just
is.
like-
It is.
Just
and
calm down.
not my wheelhouse. I don't know. I don't know enough.
Yeah, definitely not. No, I don't know. The idea though with the clay is like it's exchanging like the calcium or the sodium, whatever it may be, with like the toxins that it attracts with, and then like obviously, so like if you were using it in toothpaste, you'd probably want calcium bentonite because it's calcium and it's gonna help your teeth,
Right.
its bones. Whereas like I don't know, you can even like drink it. You could put it in water and drink it.
Yeah, and
Um,
it's not harmful.
They don't recommend too much of it at once because it can like dry up and like clog your body.
Right. Right.
But yeah, I mean, apparently it's supposed to. I've never done that. I just brush my teeth with it. But
There's a book by Dr. Perlmutter, I think his name was. It's called Grain Brain, and he says we should be eating a certain amount of dirt, which
Yeah.
is
there's a lot of like clays and dirts and stuff like that that are really good for you, minerals wise.
absolutely minerals wise and the microbiome.
Yep. Yeah.
Just to get a diversity of things that are able to digest the things that you were eating. So for
Exactly.
example, you pull a beet out of the ground and it's covered with dirt, right? There's going to be bacteria in there that can eventually eat the beet.
Yep.
So
Exactly.
you eat them both at the same time. I mean, in small amounts, don't like spoonfuls
Don't
of
put
dirt's probably
yeah,
not.
don't put dirt in your mouth.
But you don't have to clean the crap out of everything that you
Exactly,
eat.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Now, the argument against that would
Yeah.
probably be in today's society how many chemicals are also on that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh no, I
And-
thought you were going completely different direction.
Oh,
I
no, no,
completely,
no.
I
You know what I'm
totally
saying?
agree. Yeah,
With the dirt, it's like we wash it because it's like, okay, you probably just sprayed this with like 10,000 pesticides, so I'm washing it. But
right.
at the same time, yeah, there's two sides to that, but it depends, I guess how natural it is.
I think well for sure if it's organic. Well,
Yep.
what even is like what?
I know, and that's it's harder with vegetables and stuff than it is with like meats. You can get like no antibiotics, all no GMOs, all that stuff. You can just look right on, right at the meat package and tell,
Right.
okay, or like dairy, you can pick and choose there with the same sort of things, but like vegetables, it's like, okay, it says it's organic.
Yep. What
That's
does that
what you
mean?
got.
Does it mean no pesticides? Does it mean it wasn't tampered with? Was it not? Was it non-GMO'd?
Yeah.
Because I
Exactly.
mean, everything to a certain extent has been genetically modified. We've bred
Yeah.
things to be
Yeah,
the bananas we have today and the pineapples we have today, and
exactly. Yeah,
back in the
they're
day
not
they
the
were bitter
same.
and gross.
I was gonna say if you go to like a different part of the world, they're
Right.
not exactly the same, and it's because
Exactly.
yeah, where they're grown and how they're grown.
Right.
Yeah,
And I was gonna make. I thought you were talking about when you were saying the argument against eating some dirt with the beets or with the vegetables or whatever. Um, there is danger. There are dangerous things you can consume.
yeah,
By eating wild plants. Like
yes,
there's
yeah,
amoebas and bacteria that are bad, and
yep,
it's good that we don't have E. coli. In our
yep,
food.
yep,
And well,
exactly.
for the most part, sometimes
Yeah, sometimes
you
that
have a
slips through. Yeah,
a shady bag of spinach and kills a toddler somewhere, but
yeah,
you know but yeah, I mean, I don't know, I try to have a happy medium. I get bagged stuff as long as it's organic. I try to get organic, even though I'm just kind of
yep, exactly.
placating myself. I don't actually know what it means. I'm like, organic,
I know.
it's
You
sweet.
just
I still wash it
think
off.
it's better.
Like, I still wash it off. I'm just like, I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm just doing my best here, guys.
Exactly. Yeah, that's all you can do, especially with, I go to one store that has an organic aisle.
What's that?
That's
Giant?
giant. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, why the hell?
Yeah,
don't,
you're out here, man. That's not good. I don't
Yeah.
know. We have a Wegmans, a Costco. We got Kimberton Whole Foods. We
Yeah,
got a Whole
shit.
Foods. I
I
mean,
might just have to come out there.
yeah. I mean, it's not that bad. I drive for, I basically drive for a living.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm between Pottstown, Philadelphia, and Philly North area. They
Yeah.
have tons of stuff.
Yep. Yeah.
And Wegmans
that'd
is
be
in
cool.
Collegeville, so.
Yep. Yeah, I should really honestly start doing that. I go to Quakertown for Giant,
Right.
which isn't that bad, but I don't know. Open to other places. That's the only place that has some good stuff.
It's
So
organic stuff. It's,
yeah.
it's kind of expensive there, honestly.
it is a little bit, yeah, depending on what you get. As far as like the organic aisle itself, I don't get a whole lot from that aisle,
Mm.
but the stuff I get is like the really
It's
good,
legit, yeah.
the stuff that I really like. That's really good. And then obviously like the veggies and shit, I'll look around for the organic, whatever that is.
Yeah, I don't know. Does to somebody who doesn't eat very many vegetables, and then now they have to worry about like, oh, don't eat this one. It's not
Mhm.
organic. Just eat vegetables.
Yeah, I
dude.
wouldn't worry.
Just
I
eat
wouldn't
vegetables.
worry.
Start somewhere, and then eventually you'll start feeling so good
Yeah,
that
that's
you want to
not
be like, how can I feel better? How can I,
exactly.
poop more?
Yeah, yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. But
Yeah, that's
it's
the
helpful.
whole vegetables. It's not like I don't worry about the organicness of vegetables and stuff like and fruits. Especially some stuff you can't even find organic. Especially
Yeah.
with my situation with the
like
stores.
edamame, soybeans,
Yeah,
can't do it.
a lot of stuff, and it's just But as long as you're eating it, I mean, we've been eating those pesticides for a really long time too. So
You're right.
you're
You're
probably good. I mean,
Yeah,
good
it's
enough.
not a Big Mac, dude. You're fine. You know what I mean? Like if you're eating,
not
if
a
you get,
Big Mac.
if you're gonna make a salad, there's no even if it's like a little old and it's it's GMO'd or whatever.
Yep.
There's so
You're
many
better
other
off. Yeah.
so many other options that you could be making.
Yep. As far as meat, I've been buying. I mean, I've actually been eating a lot of bison.
Interesting.
Giant, and I think even Weiss has. And it's not. So they only have it in one form, and I'm kind of disappointed about that. But it's all I can get, and I like it, and it's healthy. But it's like, it's just a package of like a pound, I think, of ground bison.
Wow.
I love bison. It's like, I don't know. It's leaner.
Is that the difference?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's definitely a lot leaner. It's definitely a lot more tender. It almost tastes like meatloaf.
Interesting. Just out of
Compared-
the just yeah.
Yep.
Mm.
Like I just throw it in a pan with maybe some like garlic and onions or something like that, and then I'll like mix that with like my eggs in the morning, or like maybe I'll just eat it like that for like lunch or something one day.
Perfect.
Just so it gives me like maybe 3 or 4 meals that I can kind of make into either breakfast, lunch, or dinner.
Mm-hmm.
So because it's something I kind of make ahead, I try to keep stuff like that ready, just because of like. I don't know. Eating healthy is kind of a pain in the ass.
It really is.
It's like
It really is. Well, once you see, I'm lazy as hell. This isn't the thing with me. Like, I actually made stuff, like cooked stuff yesterday, and I was like, geez, I couldn't do this every day. My thing, I swear, dude, it's salads that are just easy to throw together. I make my own balsamic vinegar with
Yeah,
avocado
there you go.
oil and stuff like that, and
Okay.
just put spirulina powder or whatever. Or it's broccoli or, something with
Yep.
hummus. Like
Yeah.
that's my
Oh,
go-to
I
thing.
love hummus,
I know,
man. Oh
dude.
my
I
God,
know,
I
dude.
can't
And
get
that's what I'm
enough.
saying, man. Giant really burned me on that because I go to the hummus section. They have a little, like it's one serving. It's not one serving. Don't eat
Yes.
one of these whole things. But
Yeah.
I
No.
could totally
I
do that.
think no. I literally think it's like.
$6.
Oh yeah, it's probably
Yeah,
yep. It's
it's
probably
like
about that.
yeah,
But I'd say like realistically, it's maybe 4 servings, maybe
yeah,
5. But
yeah.
like really,
Like for a human being,
I
but
think a serving size of hummus, if I'm not mistaken, generally is about a tablespoon
yeah.
or two. If I forget,
It
one of
is.
those,
It is
a
like two.
tablespoon or
It's two
two.
tablespoons.
Yes, I
Two
think you're right.
tablespoons. Yeah.
Yeah,
And I look at that every time I eat it, and then just keep eating. I'm such a piece of
it's
garbage.
so good. I mean, but if you think about it, and now especially with like I've been trying to make my own hummus. Actually, I finally got all the ingredients. Um, But last time I went to the store, I got a couple, like basically organic hummus,
Yeah.
and it's, you know, what really is organic hummus, I guess.
Oh,
But
I have no idea.
but
like,
I mean, and it wasn't even just like I don't think it said organic. I think I just looked
oh,
at like the ingredients and stuff. I was mainly looking for like no like I don't know, vegetable oil or
right.
like something like
Sure,
that.
soybean
Yep.
oil or canola
Yeah,
oil.
exactly.
Yeah, I
So
get you.
it was all good as far as what I'm trying to eat and what I'm not trying to eat. Um, but yeah, it's like a freaking tiny little thing, and it's probably probably about $5-6. But I love it, man. I can't get enough of
It's
it.
delicious.
So I want to make my own. The main ingredient that I just got recently that I didn't have was tahini,
Ah, tahini. Yeah.
and I couldn't find it. And my mom actually found it for me in the store, and she brought it home. I thought it was in a jar or like a bottle,
It is.
and
Isn't it?
it's like it's in like this can.
Oh, that's weird.
It is so. I haven't opened
And
it
then
yet.
you have to like store it yourself.
I
That's
don't
nuts.
even know.
Oh, I'd
it's the
imagine if
weird,
it's in a can.
yeah, it's the weirdest stuff. I want to open it.
She got the cheap stuff.
It's
I'm just kidding. That,
intriguing.
like, there's like, it almost looks like a peanut butter jar. The one that I got.
Okay, yeah, that's what I kind of anticipated.
Right.
Yeah.
I get canned black beans, and I'm not sure this constitutes as hummus, but I use it as hummus, and it's I don't know whatever. I
Okay.
pour that, and the main ingredient obviously tahini sauce and a little bit of avocado oil. The main ingredient, well, I guess not the main ingredient, but the biggest thing that makes it taste different is liquid aminos.
Okay.
Have you ever had them?
No.
It's like soy sauce. It's like
Okay.
the most delicious thing.
Huh.
You can't, it's a lot of sodium though, obviously, but
Yep.
it's a little bit more, it's better for you, I guess. There's more, your
Yep.
body can actually absorb more
Yeah.
nutrients from it.
Yeah. There's we're here. I think we were actually talking about maybe pink Himalayan salt.
Yeah. Yeah.
I actually have like a 2-pound bag now
Really?
that I got from On It, and it's almost half the amount of sodium. However,
As regular
as
iodized.
regular like
Yeah, table salt.
Yep. However, yeah, like you were just about to say, it's not iodized. So,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
that's like that's the thing you need in your body. So
Yeah.
it's like it actually says right in the front. It says, I forget exactly the sentence, but it's basically warning you like this is not iodized salt, so it's not providing that nutrient to you.
right.
So, but it's half the amount of sodium, and it's really flavorful. So I guess
Yeah,
for cooking,
banging.
it would be definitely more beneficial because that way, if you're cooking like a whole thing that calls for a lot of salt,
Yeah,
you're not using it nearly as much sodium.
sure.
Now, as far as the iodized, you'd either have to get that somewhere with something else, in your diet, or just have some normal salt here and there.
Yeah.
That's basically.
I guess I take
yeah.
kelp. I take kelp tablets.
Okay.
Or
Yep.
they're little whatever things, capsules. That's what
Yeah.
the word is.
Yep.
And they have iodine in them. And I guess that's good for your thyroid. I mean, I'm not sure. Like, I've
Yeah.
never been like, you know what? I'm feeling some iodine right now.
Yeah.
I'm feeling it. But apparently you
little
can't.
low.
You can't. Yeah, right. I mean, it's we have sodium in so. You go to a restaurant, no matter what you get, there's gonna be some kind of salt in it. Anyway.
There's sodium in
And
everything.
we need so little. That is not a big deal.
Yeah, we really do.
And that's something I was going to talk about with the vegan diet, right? So when you know how they say, it's not a complete diet because it doesn't have vitamin B12 or
Yeah.
like selenium, I guess selenium is in some stuff, but like with animal products, we've kind of evolved to be able to digest and synthesize those things. Even though they're found in plants, we can't get the nutrients as efficiently through
Yeah.
those plants.
Yep.
So people who get on a vegan diet, and I'm definitely one of those, you start feeling a lot better, right? For the first maybe 6 months to a year,
Okay.
maybe 2 years even. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? But over time, you're kind of depleting your stores of certain nutrients. And I'm
Okay,
not,
yeah.
a scientist, like, about the
Yeah.
whole thing, but,
Yep.
and then they start getting headaches, or some stuff starts
Okay.
going wrong. But they felt so good in that first year or 2 years or whatever on the vegan diet that they're like, it couldn't be the diet. Like, I felt
Okay,
so
yeah,
like,
because yeah,
because
has you tricked already. Yeah.
exactly,
Yep.
exactly. So, I mean, I thought that was really interesting to think about.
I mean, it's kind of the same as like a very unhealthy diet. You're eating it for a while, and like not as a normal person, you just like you're born and you start growing up and you just eat whatever you're
Yeah.
fed. You're gonna feel fine. It's
Mhm.
not like you don't feel bad. You're just eating. But then it's like after a while you might notice something, and then your doctor says, "Oh, well, you eat a lot of like this," and
Yeah.
that might be causing. And it's kind of the same situation, just reversed.
Mhm.
But yeah, that's interesting. Did you personally get anything
I
like that?
didn't. No, I didn't even hear about that. I started eating fish. Um, well, actually, I started eating eggs first, so I slowly, kind of
Yeah.
progressively came back into the meat thing. And it's not. I mean, I might have chicken or something like
Mm-hmm.
a couple times a year. Like this
Okay.
year, once. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Um, but I started with eggs. I still don't eat cheese or dairy or anything. And
Okay.
it's really not necessary for me. Um, but I think I don't remember why I stopped being strictly vegan. I think it was just an annoying thing to have to,
Have
keep
to
up.
worry about
Have to worry
kind of
about.
what we're talking about with like making a meal every day. It's like
Right.
kind of complicates that. I could imagine. Yeah.
Well, it doesn't necessarily complicate it because I think veganism is the laziest form of,
Yeah. I guess.
because
it
you
kind of
can
would be.
eat
Yeah.
raw plants. You can
Yep.
really just buy raw plants and
And
hummus and just
just
eat it, and you don't have to cook anything
You're
ever,
right, I guess you're right,
ever.
yeah.
So, but like not ever being able to eat, like I love almonds, wow, omelets.
Yeah.
That's like my
Yeah,
favorite.
eggs, man. I don't think I can go without eggs.
It was eggs,
I
man.
couldn't do it.
The eggs got me.
I eat a lot of eggs. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I really
It's
do.
the whole industry's pretty messed up, but God.
Yeah, that's another thing. I mean, eggs the same as like chicken. It's like,
Yeah.
how is that chicken being raised? And
Right.
antibiotics, all that is a big deal to me. I've been
sure.
buying, I've been buying cage-free or free-range eggs now. But I read a couple things actually about like, how like companies can put organic on something,
Yeah,
but it's
they can
not
say
fully.
cage free. It's just a bigger cage.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. The word, that I kind of got out of it is that cage free, free range, all that doesn't really matter. I think the wording was pasture raised.
Right.
But and I've looked like so many different places, and they'll have like three different ways of how to like say like cage free or like pasture or
Right.
something like that, but it's never worded like that. And after I read those couple things, I was just like, so is this like a loop? Like, is this how they're getting away? They can say like cage free or free range and all that,
Right.
but it's only actually pasture raised egg if it says pasture raised. And I don't know if it's true. It's just
Yeah.
like,
No. That's interesting to
yeah.
think about, though.
But I mean, my main thing, same with
But
like
do you
the
know the
meats.
difference?
No,
Oh, okay.
I don't.
Oh,
As
so
far as
they
no.
just like
I literally think it's
throw
just
around.
like a wording. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that's
think
crazy.
it's so weird. But I just look for like no antibiotics, GMOs
Yeah.
on like that, and same
Yeah.
with my meats, and that's kind of where I've been for a little while now. I definitely like it, but I don't know that I can really say there's a distinct difference between like how I feel if I eat like regular beef and whatever with
versus yeah,
versus
it's over time.
grass fed and all that. Yeah,
Yeah, it definitely
it's definitely over
builds up.
time. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I was lucky. I didn't find it very hard at all to be vegetarian or vegan or pescatarian or whatever the
Yeah.
cycles I went through. I've never been like one of those, like, I get a lot of flack for this. I don't care about steak. I've never in my life been like, wow,
Really?
that's a good steak.
Oh, I'm all about.
I know.
steak.
See, but that's most people.
It is,
And
yeah.
then people say, "Oh, you just haven't had a good one." Man,
Maybe.
maybe you're completely right. I have no idea.
I'll
Maybe
make
I
some
haven't.
good steak.
All right. But I've never been like, wow, that's dope. That was really good steak, and it always messes up my stomach.
Okay. Yeah.
But not really messes up. Like I don't even notice it. I just stuff takes longer.
Just sitting in.
We'll just
yeah.
say that. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Stuff takes long.
Stuff takes longer.
Yeah.
So yeah, but it wasn't hard for me because once you start feeling, how it is. And it's almost like a it makes you, and I totally understand why people don't like vegans or anything, because they're always telling people they're vegan and things like
Yeah.
that, because it does make you feel superior.
Yeah.
It
No,
does. It makes you
you're
feel
a
like,
lot different.
I'm
Absolutely.
morally more conscious of my choices. You jerk.
Plus, like the discipline for like just any kind of diet like that,
Yeah.
you you're on a different space than everybody else. That's just on there every day, just eating whatever they don't think about,
Yeah.
health wise. The second you like turn, you have the discipline to just shut out complete like foods that you loved, that just because of like something in them that's unhealthy or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I see what you're saying with like the superiority. It's like, and I don't even know. I don't know if I'd put it like superiority. It's just,
It's not. Yeah,
yeah,
I'm just saying, like, when you're gonna eat a piece of pizza, like, no, I'm not gonna have a piece of pizza.
yeah,
And like I said, I'm an all or nothing type of person. I
yeah,
said that way back then.
yeah,
And it's like, I can either have 5 pieces of pizza or 0 pizza.
yep,
You know,
yeah,
I
exactly.
kind of do, and this is a little bit negative, but I kind of do the same thing with alcohol. I don't drink very often,
Okay,
but
yeah.
I can either have 7 shots of vodka
Yeah.
or no vodka. That's it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, I feel you on that. Alcohol is, I don't know, it's an issue, especially, I don't know, in my situation especially. I feel like, because alcohol essentially is just like kind of turning to sugar in your.
Oh, it's 100%
Yeah.
sugar. Yeah, it's
So,
even worse than sugar because it takes longer.
yep, and yeah, exactly. Similar to like when if you like dry a fruit, it's like its sugar content kind of spikes because of like,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't even know. I couldn't even give you the science on that, but that's kind of what happens, and it's kind of the
Well,
same.
you're taking the water out of it. Like it's a higher
Yeah, there you go. Yep.
fructose
Yep. You're just,
concentration.
yeah, it's kind of, yeah, exactly. And with, I don't know, with all that, it's the same.
Yeah, because
Alcohol, it's like,
fructose is metabolized mainly in the liver, which is different than like sucrose and dextrose and stuff
yeah.
like that. And this is something that I've been pretty interested in. My dad has diabetes and has had diabetes
Okay.
since he was
So
like
there you go. Diabetes is a
in
big
his
issue with
30s.
this. Yeah.
Yeah, in his 30s, and that's pretty young. I'm kind
Yeah.
of trying to stave that off. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
I would say so.
Um, but yeah, so no, but I've been pretty interested in how sugar and
Yep.
even alcohol especially affects your body.
Yeah.
Because if I have one vice, man, I don't smoke. I don't, you know what I mean? It's
Mhm.
like, let me have a drink every once in a while.
Yeah, and I don't know. There's even something like on the ketogenic diet, for instance. One thing that's actually like an acceptable thing, like a spelled out acceptable thing, something that's like listed as like you can have this every now and then kind of thing,
Yeah.
is red wine.
Really?
Yeah.
That seems completely counterintuitive.
Yeah, and I haven't looked at the science behind that. I just saw it in a couple different places. But yeah, and it only specified red wine. And well, white wines tend to be sweeter, so I'm assuming it's like sugar content. And
Maybe. Is it for the resveratrol? Is that
I don't know. I
there's
should look into
so in
that,
red
yeah.
wine there's a thing called resveratrol, which is like found in grape skins and stuff.
Yeah.
That's supposed to be anti-aging. It works like
Yep.
kind of a toxin that your body has to kind of defend against, and in doing that defense, it strengthens itself basically. So I guess that makes sense. But I've always heard that like you would have to drink so much wine to get enough
For it to help. Okay.
that you would be dead from alcohol poisoning before anything, any positive side effects happen.
Yeah, maybe that's true.
Well, I don't know. I mean, like, I'm sure they have a reason, but that is sugar, right? Like,
That's what I thought.
it's wine. It's like one of
it's
the more
fermented.
sugary one. Like, I would understand if they said like, oh yeah, like a clear liquor or something.
Yeah, I mean, it's coming from, like, that's the thing. It's coming from a grape, like fruit, compared to like a wheat or something like that.
Yeah, or a potato.
So, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I don't know. That's a good question. I should look at that.
Yeah, because I would have always, I've actually never thought about that. Like, what do people in the ketogenic diet eat or drink?
Drink.
If they're gonna drink.
It's supposed to be like mainly, okay, obviously water's first, obviously for anybody.
Coffee.
I think coffee was kind of like in the middle. It's like kind of don't have too much, but like you can
Really?
have it. And tea was like a giant thing. Tea was like almost up there with water. Like
Okay.
you should drink a lot of tea. I guess just it's the herbalness of it, and
Yeah.
I mean I have some matcha tea. Um,
Like the powder stuff.
yeah, like literally like powdered leaves
Yeah.
basically.
Well,
That's
yeah.
what it comes down to. Yeah, it's
It's like
kind
the
of crazy.
tips. It's like the tips of the plants or something like
Yep.
that, and they powder those leaves up.
If I get it on my hands, it's like it's like I just chalked my hands with green.
Yeah.
It's the weirdest thing.
That's how spirulina is.
Yeah.
Have
Yes,
you
it
ever
is.
have you ever
Yeah.
messed with spirulina?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I love that stuff, man.
Yep.
TJ Maxx. Cheap.
TJ Maxx.
TJ Maxx.
All
I'm telling
right.
everybody my industry secrets. Get your spirulina from TJ Maxx. It's half the price.
Something I was talking about earlier today, yesterday, something like that. On Facebook, somebody showed me this. I don't know. Some guy was talking about intermittent fasting.
Yeah.
Have you ever looked into that?
Oh, I've done it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Oh yeah.
okay.
So, like I told you, man, I've been
Through
the gamut,
cycles.
man.
Okay.
I've been through the gamut.
So I've been looking into it more now than I ever have really. But like I don't know, the initial like idea that I looked into, like I don't know, what was your plan with that? I guess we'll start with.
Okay, so I'll start with the reason I actually started doing it, which was weight loss.
Okay. Yeah.
For somebody like you,
Typically
it would
how it is.
probably For somebody like you, it would probably be just increased energy,
Yeah.
something like that.
Nutrient absorption. Stuff
Nutrient
like
absorption, exactly. Anti-aging,
Yep.
better, mobility and stuff. There's a whole bunch of good stuff. But for me, it was just, like I said, I'm all or nothing, right? So I'd rather just not eat for,
Yes.
until 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and then stop eating at 8 or 9 at night, but eat, the quantity that I want in between. So that's not necessarily like, don't, do that. I mean, it's
Yeah,
probably not the most
well-
efficient way to do it, but it did help.
Yeah.
And when I was being strict with it and I kept my times consistent, because you can eat in an 8-hour period, every day, but if you're changing it all the time, it doesn't matter. So it needs to be first meal at,
Yes. It has to
around
be on
2.
a time schedule.
Right.
Otherwise, it doesn't work.
And that's
Yeah.
the problem that I've been, like, I still don't eat breakfast just because I know they say breakfast is the most important meal of the
I
day.
can't go without it.
Well, we're very different metabolisms,
Yes,
man.
very
I'm
much
serious.
so.
If
That's
I ate
crazy.
like you ate, with the quantity that I eat, I would be very unhealthy. Very unhealthy.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. But why did you
Well, like,
Oh.
yeah, like I was about to say, I recently, I first heard about it. It's like based, I don't know, it was a certain way of doing it, I guess. I don't know. It was 10 hours you eat, whatever time schedule that you want. Like,
Okay,
10
10
hours
hours.
you eat. The rest of the time you do nothing but drink water.
Yeah.
That's typically, nothing but water on the times that you're not eating.
Right.
However, the thing on Facebook that somebody showed me was this guy and he's been doing it for a really long time, and he's super healthy. He does an 8-hour eat time, but on the off time, he will drink water, tea, and even like some coconut oils
Yeah.
and stuff like that. And that intrigued me because, like, with the whole breakfast thing you were just saying, I can't go without breakfast.
Really?
But
Wow.
like if I go to, especially if I go to work, and especially if I'm like in a physical job and I didn't eat anything for breakfast, I will feel sick and I will feel like I have no energy whatsoever.
I feel the opposite.
For at least a little while. I mean, it'll
Yeah.
probably go away.
Right, sure.
Yeah, but so the thing about that intermittent fasting technique, I guess, that I liked was that with the whole, if I were to try that right now, the intermittent fasting, like the 10-hour just water, other times,
Yeah.
it wouldn't work because I can't start my time period that early in the morning, so I wouldn't be able to eat breakfast, and I can't do that.
Right.
Whereas with this other one, he's with like coconut oils and like tea, I feel like I could probably get through the morning. I get used to it a little bit.
Yeah.
And with stuff like that, drink 2 glasses of tea, with maybe a little bit of coconut oil in it,
Sure.
I'd be good, I feel like.
Yeah.
Whereas, and I think he started eating at 2,
Yeah, that's what I do.
and he went to 10. And yeah,
I did a shorter one though. I did 2 to 9 most of the time.
Okay.
If I had to push it to 10, I don't think that's a huge deal. I mean, I kept
Yeah.
the start time consistent,
Yep.
and I would give myself that hour leeway. But for somebody like you who's fairly lean, and somebody with a fast metabolism like you have, man, I have the opposite. You know what I mean? I am
Yeah.
exactly the opposite. In the morning, if I do eat, I feel terrible. I have no energy.
That's crazy.
I have no energy, and I won't have energy for basically the whole day.
Wow.
No matter what I eat, I could have a salad, I could have fruit, I could have whatever, French toast, whatever people eat. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Yeah, it's weird. I'm just kind of a freak like that.
Now, I used to, like, I don't know, for breakfast or something like that, I would eat, I think this was more in, like, school days and, like, I don't know, I guess some in, like, work, when I worked at a different place, different hours and stuff. I don't know, like cereals and this was before my diet also, obviously, but cereals and stuff like that, I noticed that I never really felt that energized, and it
Right?
wouldn't
It
hold my
saps
hunger,
energy.
and it wouldn't hold my hunger for very long at all. So like it might help, but like I would still wind up feeling that way
Right.
almost. And I don't know if it was like the sugar, like because of, I don't know, a lot of the stuff was like really high in sugar that I was eating at the time. I
You
guess.
don't even notice.
Yeah, no.
Because it's like, oh, it says grain on it.
Yeah.
Oh, whole grain? What? Let's go.
Yeah, and I don't know what it was, but I've been there where I could eat in the morning and still feel that way.
Yeah.
And now it's, I don't know. Now I have almost every morning I have eggs with like some sort of meat. I either make
Can hold you over.
bacon or yeah. Oh my God, I could go like half the day with nothing and feel fine. And then occasionally I'll get like a little bit of hunger throughout the day. I usually like snack on nuts, and I got like some good protein bars that are, with nuts, and I don't know, just nuts in general. I eat a lot of nuts throughout the day, like small portions, and I don't know. Yeah, even I'll have a cup of coffee with some some MCT oil in it, and that holds me. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah. I don't see it. I eat almonds, but I try not to eat them by themselves because I'll just keep eating them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's the problem with nuts.
So
yeah.
so I'll throw, maybe grind some almonds up or some, sunflower, pumpkin seeds, something like that.
Yep.
Throw them in a salad.
There you go. Yeah.
The amount that I want to eat, and they'll kind of, not reinforce, but they'll just like make me fuller with that salad.
Yep.
But
Yeah,
just
certainly.
like sitting there popping them, it's not enough. Like I said, man, I need.
Yep.
I need to feel full.
That's
I almost feel like I enjoy the sensation of being full more than I enjoy the sensation of eating. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like while I'm eating, and that's another. It's a weird thing. Like when I get home from work and I'm like eating my broccoli and stuff like that. It's not that I'm miserable or anything, that I'm not enjoying it.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, don't touch me and don't look at me. I don't want to talk. You know what I mean? It's not a social thing.
Yeah.
It's like I'm just like, let me get this done. I
just need to eat
hate
this.
myself.
Yeah, no, portions, that's something I kind of worked on throughout, like, changing my diet.
Yeah.
I never ate, like, giant portions to begin with, I don't feel like, but I figured a lot, especially with, like, unhealthier things, and you're eating more of it, it's, so I tried looking at that, and, like, I don't know, I don't eat giant portions. I feel like breakfast is probably my biggest portion of any day.
See, and that's the thing. When back in the day they said breakfast is the most important meal of the day, it should be your biggest biggest meal, lunch medium, dinner small, right?
Yep.
They made that for you.
Yeah.
Because I'm completely opposite, you know what I mean? I can't, like, if I'm too hungry, I'll not only be in a bad mood all evening long, I won't be able to sleep as well,
Yeah.
Now, if I eat at 8 o'clock or, something like that until 9, start at 2, eat at 8, then I have, I usually go to bed pretty late. It'll probably be midnight by the time I'm actually in bed with the lights off.
Yep.
And I feel great. I'm like, oh, yeah, time to pass out.
That's pretty crazy, though.
Yeah.
How different.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know. It just comes to, especially if you're looking into, eating, changing your diet, stuff like this, you got to really pay attention to, like, what your body's doing.
Yeah.
That was, like, the biggest thing, because I didn't know going into this, like, oh, yeah, my body's, like, digests, like, meat fine. Well, no, I didn't know any of this. I just had to wing it.
Got to
and see,
experiment and figure it out.
And, I mean, there were times where, like, my stomach might be, like, a little bit, irritated by something. And actually, I think I figured out that, because it was a while into, like, this diet change, if I ate, like, a lot of bread or something, like, later at night, I would, like, my stomach wouldn't be good in the morning.
Really?
It was the weirdest thing. I mean, it makes sense, I guess, but especially that I stopped eating a lot of that, and then, maybe I'd have, like, a big sandwich or something with a lot of bread.
Yeah.
And I didn't like it, so I don't do that anymore.
Like your stomach wasn't good. Like stuff was just not going well.
Yeah,
okay,
no,
I gotcha.
yeah,
I gotcha.
And
We're using code words for the viewers here. Code words. Things aren't going well. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah. I had this strange phenomenon when I was a kid, especially when I was, like 240 pounds, which was my heaviest. That was maybe when you knew me. No, I was probably
Yeah,
15,
I'm not sure.
something
Probably
like that when I
before
was,
that. Yeah.
15 or 14, something like that. I was a pretty big kid. And I would eat, cereal. And we're talking about it, cereals,
Mhm.
because cereal, like, it's the biggest lie. They have natural in their name. Your
I
parents
know.
get them.
They're one of those. Yeah.
It's like 24 grams of sugar per serving. I'm having 4 servings per bowl,
That's what I'm saying. A
and then I
serving
have
is
2
like
bowls.
half a cup or something.
That's
Cereal.
what I'm saying.
It's like
Like it's
not enough.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
I used to eat it in like a big cup. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a
I know
Subway double big gulp huge
Yep.
cup or whatever, and I would just eat it. But I would go to sleep at night, or not even at night, like take a nap or something like that, and then I would wake up and I would be hungry again, and I had napped for like an hour and a half, and I'm like, yo, I have definitely consumed minimum 2,000 calories in the last sitting. I'm hungry now. How is that possible?
Yep.
So I've always wondered, like, yeah, it just doesn't do well for me.
Yeah. That was somebody on that post about the intermittent fasting. Somebody said, and it was somebody else who I know that did it before to lose weight,
Yeah.
and they said what they did, and I don't agree with. I don't, obviously everybody's different. It might be good for somebody, but because what his thing was, I think it was like it was 4 hours eat time,
Yeah.
20 hours off time,
Or the warrior diet.
and that is like. That's intense. I don't know. I feel, and he said it was like all in one meal. Like he would just have one big meal.
Oh,
But that
are you
is
talking about
like
the African American guy that eats
No.
one meal a day? He's a power lifter and he talks really slow.
no,
No, okay, never
No.
mind. There's another guy.
That must
He like
be
changed
it.
his name to like Doctor Unan Raw or something
Oh.
like that. Yeah,
Huh.
he's heavy. He's a heavy.
no. But I don't know. That's like, 'cause he was. I don't know. It probably worked for losing weight.
Right.
But personally, let's say I did that exact same thing. Now I wouldn't do that. But let's say somebody did that. One meal, I'm not getting all the nutrients I need unless I'm like spending like an hour preparing that meal.
Yeah.
Because it would have to have so many different things in it.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
to not eat anything else for 20 hours.
It would almost have to be like dried fruits and just dehydrated food that you just
Yeah,
consume
really,
and
though.
then drink water on top, I
That's
mean, for
pretty much-
somebody like you, again, I mean, I'm sure I could eat one meal, like,
Mhm.
because I can eat a lot, dude. I can eat a lot. I could probably eat one giant salad in a day, like, over an hour and something period,
Mhm.
and like be good for
Yeah.
the day and not, you know what I mean? That's kind of what I did today. I ate nothing from, when I got up at 8 till I went on a hike, got back, it was a salad with like egg and stuff like that in it as well. I haven't eaten anything since, and it's been 4 hours since I've eaten. I'm probably not gonna eat again tonight. So
Yeah.
actually, I just did it today.
just did it.
I did it.
Okay.
I'm killing it.
See, now, yeah, and that's. I feel like even some days on like the weekends or something, if I don't work in the morning,
Yeah.
I'll wake up like later, and like I
Uh,
notice like I'm not hungry. I'll
Yeah.
get hungry a lot later. Like when I wake up for work, I'm hungry.
Yeah.
When I wake up, if I sleep late, it's
It
like
goes away.
I'm just like not hungry. I don't even want anything. I'm
Hmm.
good. Like I'll drink some water maybe, and then like 3 hours later, 4 hours later, I'll be like, oh shit, I'm hungry.
Wow.
And then it's like way past breakfast, so I don't make it my breakfast, and
Yeah.
then it's like I don't know, yeah, I just have something different. But it's weird how my sleep affects that so much.
Yeah, sleep for sure. Yeah, I mean, especially if you get enough sleep. If you get your 8 or 9 hour whatever you need.
Yep.
Um,
See, I feel like
you're-
that's too much for me. I can't sleep
8 hours?
that late. Yep.
See, you're a freak, dude. I'm the opposite. I'm the opposite.
'Cause I do
could
that on
literally-
weekends
I
sometimes.
feel so great when I sleep 10 hours.
No, oh my god, that's
10
way too
hours.
much.
When I go to bed, and I do this very rarely because, I'm, 24 and,
Yep.
doing stuff. But, like, go to bed at 10, I wake up at, whatever, 9 the next morning, 8 or 9 the next morning. I feel phenomenal for the
Oh.
whole day. I'm just like, oh, my God, I get so much done.
Yeah, I've slept like even 8 hours like weekend before, and I wake up and I just feel like shit.
Really?
Yep. I just can't.
You look like you don't sleep a lot.
But I don't. Yeah, that's the thing. When for work,
Yeah.
like I got work. I start work at 6 o'clock.
And
If I don't work overtime, I get up at probably the earliest 3:30, typically around
My
4.
God. Maybe you're just so used to it, dude.
I don't know. Maybe. I mean,
Were
if
you like that
if
in
I
high
work
school?
overtime, no. No,
You weren't like that in
I
high
was
school.
so different, and I was like,
You got used to
I
it
was
then.
like you, I
Yeah.
guess, in
Yeah.
high school. Yeah, I did not. I went to sleep really late, and then I would wait. I would need at least 8 hours of sleep to
Yeah.
feel good. Like weekends were like amazing because I could get at least that. I typically got more,
Sure.
and I still woke up. I don't know. I wasn't as aware though of like how
Yeah.
I felt.
You weren't like
So who
tracking it.
knows? Yeah.
Yeah. I wish I wish I could go back and kind of tell myself to
Yeah.
pay attention to stuff that doesn't affect you well.
Yeah, it's really like through this whole process, I've gotten so much more self-aware about everything.
Yeah.
Just because I've had to pay attention to like what my body's doing, like subconsciously. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And even doing this, like the podcast, it's like, obviously, because especially that I gotta like rewatch the podcast. I see myself, and it's like, so obviously I'm a lot more self-aware of
Yeah.
a lot more things now. But yeah, the diet is one of the biggest ones.
Yeah.
It just changed a lot.
For sure. For sure. I mean, I think as long as you're, making steps that you feel are in the right direction, at least as long as you're moving forward. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
exactly.
That's the most important thing. So I'll talk about something that I recently, well, I've been doing it on and off for a while, but I've been doing meditation. And that's something that I think I probably I strung like 7 days in a row together of doing meditation. I haven't done it yet today. But that's really helpful. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Have you ever?
No, and actually, that's something I'd be interested in. Now, where did you like learn or come to, learn? I guess just the techniques or whatever,
Yeah.
Where did you learn it?
So I started doing yoga in 2013. It might have been 2014, like the very, very beginning of 2014. And there was always kind of a something called shavasana at the end of the practice, where you essentially lay down and focus on your breath and kind of dig deep and kind of just be more aware of the physical sensation. It's kind of like strengthening the signal between your mind and your body.
Yep. I was just, yeah.
Getting less of the static away and stuff, and being able to actually focus on that. And that was the first, unbeknownst to me, was the first time I actually ever meditated.
Okay.
My brother did it when I was in high school, and I mean, maybe I tried. I don't remember specifically, like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So I didn't know how to do it. I was just like, oh, stare at the grass, and, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I have homework to do. Becky's hot. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Exactly. Yeah.
I would just
can't.
whatever, and I'd be like, this is stupid. I don't need to do this anyway. But recently, and that's how I originally learned. There's a lot of different types.
Yeah. That's what I was-
And it depends. It's just like diet.
Yeah.
Whatever
Very
works
much
best for you. And I'm experimenting with just getting in the habit before I jump
Okay.
into something specific. It's
Yeah.
it's just
What
like it
works
with
for you.
health.
Yep.
It's just like with health. So I you know how they say, if you say you're gonna go to the gym, just make sure you get to the gym. If you want to leave in 5 minutes, leave in 5 minutes.
Exactly.
It's the habit that's the most important part.
Same with like we were talking about, like just start buying vegetables. Don't worry
Yeah.
about what they are. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's just like that apples are good, buy apples.
Yeah.
If you find out you don't like apples, switch it up, but buy something, you know what I mean?
Yep.
So I started with the habit of trying to I'm going to meditate for 1 minute every day.
Okay.
Cuz logically you can't say no to 1 minute.
Yeah.
Like there's no
Yeah,
like
really.
what do you know what I mean? Like I've
There you
been
go.
on Instagram for 25 minutes. I'm at work. Like I can't do 1 minute of meditation. And it's not, and I'm not trying to, make the argument that 1 minute is, I mean, sure, it's better than nothing.
Yeah.
But, you're not going to get much effect out of 1 minute.
Much benefit. Yeah.
Right. But
it's
it is
just
the habit.
The habit of it. Yeah.
Right.
That's the biggest thing with everything. Diet, exercise, is all comes down, and where people, where people are lacking is motivation for all those things.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know, being unhealthy isn't like enough motivation at this point, because everything is unhealthy.
It's a
Yeah.
norm.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, the whole system's set up in a way that, you're going to be unhealthy. It
Yep.
would be weird if you weren't.
Yeah.
And what was I going to say? Oh, I was going to say, I think a lot of people are like me in the all or nothing mentality. I'm going to start on Monday, and I'm going to go hard. I'm going to work out every single day at 5 in the morning. You know what I mean? And
Yep.
that's not sustainable. I promise you, if you told me I had to go to the gym at 5 in the morning every day, or I could never go to the gym again, it's not happening.
Yeah.
It's not
No,
happening.
most people can't just like, and I mean, it's one, yeah, with like a workout, maybe that's one thing, but like, I don't know. Yeah, just keeping the same exact time for one thing like that,
Yeah.
where you need like motivation to get in to keep it going.
Yeah.
It's almost, yeah. I don't do. I mean, okay, most days my workout is right after work, but I don't do one every day after work.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll do it at night. Sometimes I'll do it at 4 o'clock in the morning.
And it depends on how it
It's
works with you.
Yep.
You know what I mean? If you're a creature of, if you need a routine, if you really
Yeah.
need a routine, I happen to not like that. I'm more of a kind of rebellious type, even to myself when I know I should be doing something.
Yep.
I'm like, well, I'm gonna put it off.
Yeah.
You know, screw me.
There-
I'm not gonna let me tell me what to do.
I feel like I'm kind of in between there. Like some things I need on like a good schedule, and then
Yeah.
other things it's just I need to wing it.
Right.
Otherwise, it doesn't work.
Yeah, everybody's a kind of continuum of
Yeah.
and it might change. I
Yep.
think that eventually as I get older, and I've kind of noticed this as I've gotten older, the structure that I so desperately wanted to get rid of as a kid made me the person I am today. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like it
Yep.
made me better, and it made accomplishing things so much easier. Now
Absolutely,
it's
yeah.
like I have a calendar app and I actually use it, and you know what I mean,
Yep.
things like that, and
I'm right there.
set
too, yeah.
reminders and things like
Yep.
that, because I really do enjoy the feeling of productivity, getting a lot
Yeah,
done during the day.
and-
If I feel like I got more done than most people, I'm like, yeah,
Yep.
that's who I am.
Yeah,
That's
and
what I do.
It's all about being in control, like of your day, even if it's just your day. You
Yeah.
feel really good if you just got through the day and you're like, oh wow, I had everything completely under control. I got all this done, and you feel a lot better than if you didn't do anything and things just kind of popped up that you didn't know about, and stuff like that.
Yeah,
You're gonna feel like shit at the end of the day.
exactly. And our lives are so simple right now, at our age.
Yeah,
That's the
exactly.
thing that scares me. It's almost kind of a depressing thing to think about, that it's only going to get more complex. But being able to manage your life right now gives you the tools of the future, obviously. But being able to manage your life right now gives you the confidence to say, yeah, I can handle one more thing. And as you, whatever, marriage, wife, kids, job, like real job or whatever, it makes it easier, I think.
Yeah, and plus, if you come to understand these little things now, then maybe those bigger things down the road that you're not prepared for, you kind of are more prepared for than you would have been. You know what
Yeah,
I mean,
for
because
sure.
you already got that mindset, and that's the important part.
Yeah,
That's what it comes down
it's
to.
super important to nurture healthy and just good habits. You know what I mean? Even if a study came out tomorrow and said salads are actually bad for you, the habit of being healthy is already there.
Mm-hmm.
So I can switch 180
Yep.
and start eating whatever else. The mushrooms now are the healthiest thing in the world. You know what I
exactly,
mean?
yep,
It's the
exactly.
habit that was the important part.
Yeah.
So-
It's funny you said that, actually. The other day at work, they have this TV screen that always plays it's like a slideshow of I don't know, a bunch of facts and company news, all that sort of stuff.
Sure.
The one thing I saw on there the other day was the funniest thing. It's this big red screen where everything else is white, so it drew my attention. I was like, "Well, what's this?" And it literally had a picture of McDonald's Caesar salad, and it said in this one sentence, it just said, "McDonald's Caesar salad is more fattening than their burger." And I was like, "What?
Yeah.
How is that possible?"
Well,
You're
maybe
telling me-
oil. If they put canola oil
Burger,
in there,
though.
I guess I don't. Well,
That's
fattening. When they
insane.
say fattening, so you got to think of the
I know.
traditional definition
Yep.
of fattening.
And that's what it was so
You know?
vague too. I was
Yeah.
just like,
Yeah.
what do you mean?
They also say that it has some absurd amount of sugar that they add to it, but
I
it's
would
all
not
in the
doubt
dressing.
that.
It is. I mean, they're
Yeah.
not making you a quality salad. I mean, it's iceberg lettuce and whatever else.
Yep.
Shredded carrots maybe
Mhm.
if you're lucky.
You'd be lucky if you get some romaine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if you just don't use the packet of whatever crap they give you,
Yep.
you're fine. You're
Dressings
golden.
are bad.
Dressings are bad. That's
yeah.
why I make my own.
So much shit in them. Yeah.
There's a lot. Yeah, and they have to keep they have to keep good on the shelf. A lot of times they're not refrigerated.
Yeah, a lot of it's preservatives. Yeah, so
Yeah.
a lot of stuff like that. It's just filled with preservatives because of that. Yeah, it just sits on the shelf. It's like, oh, refrigerate after opening. Oh, why isn't it going to bad right now?
Yeah, this is normal. Exactly.
It's like it's good until you open it.
Yeah.
Once it touches air, you gotta make sure you keep it cold. Otherwise, it's not good.
Yeah, it's good for you until you eat it, and then it causes cancer.
Oh shit, man. Well,
Yeah.
I'm glad you came in, man.
Yeah,
We got to
absolutely.
redo at least some of what our last
Some of it,
conversation
man.
was.
Yeah, I think we not necessarily missed anything, but
No, we definitely hit like our at least our health and fitness aspects of our
yeah,
conversation.
Yeah,
Yeah, man. But we gotta go. You gotta take me rock climbing sometime.
I'm down. I
I
go
would
every
love
Wednesday,
to.
man. How
Okay.
far is Reading from here?
It depends, but it's not terribly far. I'd drive it.
It depends.
It depends. Well, what part
Oh,
of Reading? Yeah.
oh, I see. I
Yeah.
guess Reading is a big place.
Yeah.
It's kind of a dumb question.
It could be anywhere from like a half hour to like 2 hours. I feel like.
Nah, 2 hours.
All right, maybe an hour and a half.
Reading, the state.
I've easily I've easily gone an hour to Reading before, but I don't know what the hell part.
Which
know?
is fair. I guess you would have to go. Never mind. We're not going to get into it. But anyway, it's yeah. No, I go every Wednesday, man.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, I'd love to. And honestly, you got my phone number. I get off work basically every night at 6. So
Okay, cool.
let me know.
Yeah, I'll have to do that. All right, man. Well, we'll stop it here. Thanks for coming in.
Absolutely.